Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. We all know a very famous proverb that practice makes a man perfect. And also, a journey of 1,000 miles will begin with a single step. You have a long journey to go. But what is main important is that you should have a first step in that journey. Just if you are sitting thinking that the journey is long and if you are not starting, then how will there be any hope that you will complete the journey? So first step is very, very important even though the journey is of 1,000 miles. Your first step will make sure that you are in the race to complete it, right? So here when we say that practice makes us perfect, what is the best method for us in the scenario of our competitive examinations? Previous year question papers will be a very good practice ground for us to make practice and become perfect, right? So in this journey, previously we have solved a SSLC question paper. Now we are going to solve a Gpstr 2019 question paper from maths and science background. So this MS means in Gpstr it is a question paper for PM method aspirants. Of course the 2022 syllabus was different from 2019 syllabus. So that's why we did not solve 2019 till now, because we didn't want aspirants to lose the focus from the proper syllabus. But now we believe that because Karnataka TET syllabus is changed, at least this question paper will help with the Karnataka TET, and we never know, in case the Gpstr syllabus changes, it will help for Gpstr also. But right now, as per the syllabus at present, this is going to help TET, Hstr and CRIS aspirant. Okay, so if you are a aspirant who is preparing for any of these exams, then this class is for you. We are going to solve the Gpstr 2019 question paper. Maybe we will take 3 to 4 classes in order to solve this question paper, because this also has descriptive questions, because it is a Gpstr question paper, right? Okay, so let us start the class. Before that, please subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed, and also if you are liking our work, please like and share among other aspirants and your friends, because we will be making future classes only if we get good response. Okay, now this is going to be the first part of this question paper, right? We will have second, third and fourth part as well. So those parts will come up in our Unfog free classes channel only if we get a good response for this class. Okay, so let us see the first question. So the question is from science part, that is physics. It is a question from weight concept. The question is, two bodies of equal weight are kept at heights of h and 1.5 h. So there is one body and there is another body which is kept at a height of h, and another one is kept at height 1.5 h. The ratio of their potential energy is, now we should be knowing the simple formula of potential energy, which is mgh. We have to find out the ratio, right? Now both the bodies are having same weight. That means that mass will be same, and of course acceleration due to gravity also will be same for both the objects, right? Now we have only difference in the height. We have to take the ratio for both, that is mgh is to mgh. If this thing is h1 and this is h2, then we can write it like this. What is h1? It is h. What is h2? It is 1.5. Because rest of the things are same, we can cancel it, right? 1.5 times h. So we have 1 is to 1.5. But this is not there in the options. We have to remove the decimal point. If we remove the decimal point, we will get 2 is to 3. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. What did we do? We did 1 by 1.5. I can write it as 1 into 10 by 15. 5 2s are 5 3s are. So I got 2 by 3, which is same as 2:3. Okay, clear, right? Next question. A graph is plotted taking degrees Celsius along the y-axis and degrees Fahrenheit along the x-axis. So there is a graph with x-axis and y-axis, degrees Celsius with x-axis and degrees Fahrenheit with y-axis. So the graph which is plotted along the y-axis and x-axis, whether it is a parabola, straight line, ellipse or a circle. So in order to identify this graph, we should be knowing the relationship between the Celsius and Fahrenheit. So degree Celsius is equal to 5 by 9 into degree Fahrenheit minus 32. Unless and until you know this relation, you cannot directly decide on the type of the graph, right? So this is actually in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, which is the equation of a straight line, right? What is m here? M will be equal to 5 by 9. This is your constant. And what is the c? It is the intercept, right? So this thing is the intercept, right? So here we have minus 32 into 5 by 9, because that will be our intercept. That is how we calculate, right? So option 2 will be the correct answer here, because the relation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. Okay. Next, question number 3. If the mass of a pendulum is doubled, then the time period is. So this is a pendulum, initial pendulum. Then the mass is doubled 2 times. It was m, then it became 2m. Whether the time period becomes double, it becomes half, it remains the same, or it becomes 4 times. See, for this you should be knowing the formula for time period of a pendulum, which is equal to 2 pi into square root of L upon G. L is the length of the pendulum. G is acceleration due to gravity. Now clearly in the formula wherein the time period and the other things are related, we do not have mass here. So even though the pendulum mass is doubled, the length is not varied. It is same. In that case, the time period should remain same, because it does not depend upon the time period, right? So time period is not at all depending upon the mass of the pendulum. So option 3 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 4. The SI unit of power of a lens is. So the power of a lens, SI unit is diopter. It is a very simple thing. We believe that all our paid class aspirants will be knowing all these simple things which we have been solving till now. Okay. Next question. The unit of specific resistance is. So here you should be knowing the difference between the resistance and the specific resistance. Resistance is the one where we talk about Ohm's law. The unit is ohm. Whereas for resistivity or specific resistance, the symbol is rho and the unit for this is ohm meter. How do we derive it? See, actually resistivity is dependent upon resistance, area of the cross section of the conductor and length of the conductor. So here I have ohm for resistance. For area I have meter square. For length I have meter. This meter will get cancelled and the unit for resistivity will become ohm meter. So option 4 will be the correct answer here. Okay, clear, right? Next question. The ratio of mass of the Jupiter to the Earth is. Now this becomes a little tough question, because we will have to remember the masses of the planets for this type of question, right? So here the mass of the Earth, this though is familiar. We know that it is 5.97 into 10 to the 24 kg. Mass of the Jupiter is 1.9 into 10 to the 27 kg. If you take the ratio, your answer will be 318:1. Right. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 7. The unit of relative density is, so this we have been discussing since long time in many of our classes. So the relative density is the ratio of two densities. So that's why we call it as relative density, right? So when you take the ratio of one density to another density, then whatever the units will be there, it will be same in numerator and denominator, right? So they will get cancelled, right? So even if you don't know the unit of density, then also those two units will get cancelled and your relative density will not have any unit. So remember, there is no unit for relative density. Next, question number 8. A cyclist moving on a circular track of radius 20 meter completes half a revolution in 20 seconds. Then the average velocity is, see actually, the average velocity is equal to displacement upon time, right? So there is a cyclist who is moving on a circular track and the radius of this circular track is 20 meter. The cyclist completes half of the revolution in 20 seconds, means till half, till here, the cyclist took time 20 seconds. So initially the cyclist was here, after 20 seconds the cyclist is here. We have to find the average velocity. So for half revolution, you have to see the displacement, right? So what is the distance traveled by the cyclist? This is the distance traveled by the cyclist, right? If the circumference is 2 pi r, then the cyclist traveled 2 pi r by 2. So he traveled pi r distance. But what about the displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance, right? So from A to B, what is the distance? That will be our displacement. Now this displacement is nothing but the radius of the circle, right? So radius of the circle is given as a 20 meter. So diameter will become 40 meter and that diameter is our displacement, right? Now once I have the value of displacement and time, I can easily calculate the average velocity, right? Displacement just now I have calculated is 40 meter and time they have given is 20 seconds. So 40 by 20 is equal to 2 meter per second. That is our average velocity. If they were asking us to find out the speed, average speed instead of velocity, if they were asking us to find the average speed, at that time what we had to do, we had to take distance, not displacement. We would take distance upon time. And what is the distance? The circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So for half circle, the circumference will be pi r. This will be our distance and time will be 20 seconds. So pi into 20 by 20. So this thing was average speed would be pi meter per second. Okay, you get my point, right? So here they have asked average velocity and we got the answer as 2 meter per second. So option 3 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 9. When g is 10 meter per second square, the force of gravity acting on a mass of 1 kg is. So here acceleration due to gravity is actually 9.8 meter per second square. In the question they have asked us to take as a 10 meter per second square. And they are giving mass of that body which is 1 kg and they are asking us to find out the force. Clearly we have force is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity, right? Mass they have given is 1 kg and this thing is 10 they are telling, so our force will be 10 Newton. Option 2 will be the correct answer. You have to solve these type of problems without seeing options, or else if you see the options, no, you will get confused. First calculate, then match with the given option. Okay. Next, question number 10. At STP, that is standard temperature and pressure, the volume of 6.023 into 10 to the 23, the hydrogen atoms is. So we have to find out the volume of the hydrogen atom. What is the quantity? The quantity they are giving is 6.023 into 10 to the 23, which is actually a Avogadro's number. This 6.023 into 10 to the 23 is actually equal to 1 mole. Right. Now we know that 1 mole of gas at standard temperature and pressure should occupy how much of volume? 1 mole should occupy 22.4 liters of volume. So this is a standard number which we should know, right? Now we know that 6.023 is actually 1 mole. Indirectly they are asking the volume of 1 mole of the hydrogen atom. So the correct answer is 22.4 liters. Option 2 is the correct answer here. Okay. So now chemistry is started. Till 9th there was a physics questions. Now from 10th question chemistry is started. Let us see what will be the next question from. Yes, next question is also from chemistry. The question is, if n is equal to 6, the correct sequence of filling up of electrons will be. So they have given a number of electrons is equal to 6. Then they are telling that what will be the correct sequence of filling up of electrons. We have to see the options and find out the correct answer. I would advise you not to see the options right now because this is based on filling up of electrons, right? So there is a Aufbau principle. Now according to Aufbau principle, how do we fill the electrons? You can see the diagram here, and here they are telling that n is equal to 6. So directly go to n is equal to 6 and see what is the order of filling of electrons. So order of filling of electrons is 6s for n is equal to 6, then 4f, 5d, 6p, right? So it is 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, right? Now n is equal to 6, right? So ns, and n is equal to 6 here also, right? So np, then 4f, 5d. What is the situation here now? See, the general order of filling now is ns, then n minus 2f, then n minus 1d, then np. If you want, you can cross check and see. N is 6, right? 6s. Wherever n is there, go on writing 6. Then you will get 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p. Whether this is matching with our Aufbau principle for n is equal to 6? Of course it is matching. So that's why option 3 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 12. Paramagnetic molecule among the following is. See, actually there are 3 types of materials when we talk about magnetism, right? Paramagnetic materials are there, diamagnetic materials are there, ferromagnetic materials are there. Diamagnetic materials are non-magnetic materials, paramagnetic materials are weak magnetic materials, and ferromagnetic materials are strong magnetic materials. Now diamagnetic materials are out of the scenario. In paramagnetic materials and in ferromagnetic materials, magnetism comes because of unpaired electrons. These unpaired electrons, we also call them as a lone pair of electrons. Now if you see the options H2, Cl2, Ne and O2, which is the one which is having lone pair of electrons? It is oxygen, O2. So option 4 will be the correct answer here. Okay. Question number 13. Acidic salt among the following is. So there is a famous salt known as Morse salt. M-O-H-R, Morse salt. Now this Morse salt is actually a double salt of weak base, which is a NH4OH, and a strong acid H2SO4. This is our Morse salt, right? This is having a weak base and a strong acid. Strong acid is sulfuric acid, weak base is ammonium hydroxide. Now this option 2 is having this, which is a H2SO4 and NH4OH. We call it as a Morse salt. It is a acidic salt. Okay. Next, question number 14. Secondary amine is. So here, if you know about amines, they have given primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. These three options they have given. You have to find out the secondary amine. See, the speciality of secondary amine is that there will be two alkyl groups attached to the nitrogen. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. For primary, 1, and for tertiary, 3 methyl groups will be there. Okay. In primary, 1 methyl. In tertiary, 3 methyl. Whereas in secondary, 2 alkyl groups will be there. Usually we write it like this. NH and 2 groups will be attached to nitrogen. So we call it as a secondary amine. Option 4th is having a benzene ring, which so that does not come into our picture. Okay. So all these are chemistry questions. So you should be knowing little bit about chemistry details if you go for TET. As of now for Gpstr, they have not given such type of syllabus in 2022. In case the syllabus is changed, no. So we will be giving more revision classes for our paid class aspirants. That is our commitment, not only for Gpstr, even for Hstr, because we have been taking classes depending upon the syllabus which is present till now, right? In case after notification the syllabus is changed or something more is added, all that will be covered in revision classes which will be taken after notification. Okay. For all batches it is there. Even for TET also, every year we take new revision classes depending upon the syllabus, right? So that is our procedure for every year for Karnataka TET aspirants as well. Okay. Next, question number 15. The compound that is more reactive towards SN1 is. So this SN1 reaction means it is a such reaction which is having more stable carbocation. So having more stable carbocation means it is 2-chloro-2-methyl propane, because that is the one which is forming a tertiary carbocation. So carbocation is the most stable thing which will come in this reaction. And that carbocation is present only in 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. So option 4 will be the correct answer here. Question number 16. Observation of a phenomenon or facts raises certain questions such as what causes it to happen. On the basis of the answer to these questions, the scientist thinks of a tentative explanation. Tentatively, we have to give some explanation, means scientists come up with hypothesis. So that is not the exact correct explanation, but for instance, whatever the scientist is thinking about that particular situation, that is written as hypothesis. There is a further scope always for a hypothesis to be redone. Okay. Next, question number 17. In science, theory can be expressed in terms of few concepts and equations. No, nothing else is needed. Okay. Few concepts and equations. Option 1 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 18. In chromosome mapping, one map unit represents. So this is a biotechnology question actually. So in chromosome mapping, actually what happens, no? One map unit, that is a centimorgan, is equal to 1% of recombination frequency between two genes. Means what is the gene distance between the two genes will give you the one map unit. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. Okay, it is not the physical distance. They call it as a gene distance. Okay. Question number 19. Immunosuppression is not induced by. It is not induced by. Actually, immunosuppression can be induced by cytotoxic drugs. It can also be induced by anti-lymphocyte antibodies. Even if there is a removal of lymphoid tissue, in that case also immunosuppression comes up in some patient. But antihistamines, they are actually used for allergies. They are not immunosuppressants. So option 1 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 20. C-peptide of human insulin is the question. You have to see the options. Is it responsible for its biological activity? Removed during maturation of proinsulin to insulin, part of mature insulin molecule, responsible for formation of disulfide bridges. Actually, what is the procedure, Insulin is first made as a proinsulin. This is having chains like A, B and C. A, B are simple chains, whereas the C is a peptide. It is connecting peptides. Okay. Now during maturation, what happens? Now this connectivity is removed. The C peptide is removed. And then A, B chains are connected through the disulfide bonds. This is forming the active insulin. So in the process of production of insulin, the C peptide is removed. It is not part of mature insulin. So it is not having any biological activity in our glucose regulation. So that's why option 2, removed during maturation of proinsulin to insulin, will be the correct answer here. Okay. Next, question number 21. The process of mineralization by microbes helps in the release of. So the process of mineralization by microbes, it helps in the release of. Actually, if you see the options, organic nutrients from humus, inorganic nutrients from humus, both organic and inorganic nutrients from detritus. Option 3 will be the correct answer here. Next, question number 22. In many embryos, differentiation begins at the following stage. So the embryo differentiation cycle you should be knowing. Then only you can answer to this type of question. So in many embryos, what happens? No? There is a rapid cell division, which we call it as a cleavage. Here still differentiation does not happen. Then comes our blastula stage, where hollow balls of cells are there. Still mostly they are not differentiated. Then comes the gastrula. In gastrula stage only the germ layers are formed and differentiation starts. So this begins in gastrula stage. Okay, then comes the neurula, where further development, especially of nervous system, happens. So these are the simple cycles which you should know, like embryo's differentiation. Okay. Next, the most significant feature of vegetative propagation is, see the options for vegetative propagation. What is the most significant feature? It enables rapid production of genetic variations. It is the means of producing a large production of individuals genetically identical to the parents. It ensures that the progeny is pH safe from attack of diseases and pests. It is an ancient practice. No, the most significant feature of vegetative propagation is actually that it is the means of production of large population of individuals genetically identical to the parents. Okay. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. Because vegetative propagation means population increase should be there only. Vegetative propagation means it is reproduction only. Okay. Then question number 24. To make the students understand the concept of acids and bases pH values, the most apt method to be followed is. Actually, students can understand pH best by experiments only, right? Like testing the samples with the indicators and so on. So it is better that the teacher follows the experimental method for this situation. Okay. Next question. Question number 25. Chloroform, also known as. Now I am not going to give the answer to this question. I want you all to answer this question in the comment section. And I stop my class here. We will meet you soon with the next class only if I get good response for this class. Okay. I will be waiting for your responses of the answer to what is chloroform, also known as. Okay. Thank you. All the best. Bye.